Remember that through research in the historical documents, asking people who live in an area, and through making a research design, historical archaeologists choose the areas that they want to do their field research. So, do they now begin to dig? No. Remember, archaeologists only dig when they need to dig to protect a site, or when they need to dig to answer a research question. If a historical archaeologist can answer their research questions without having to dig, that's the best way to answer them. One way a historical archaeologist can answer questions about a site without digging is called surface survey. In surface survey, the archaeologist walks the surface of a site in regular lines called transects to see if there are areas of the site that have artifacts or features on the ground surface. If there are, the archaeologist will record the areas where they're found and make a map of the site that shows where the locations are and how they relate to each other. Archaeologists use the word artifacts a lot, but what are they and what are features? An artifact is anything made by people that can be moved out of its context, the place where the artifact was found. Things like pottery sherds, stone tools, glass fragments, metal tools or tool parts, or bone fragments from meals that people ate would all be considered artifacts. A feature, on the other hand, is something made by people that can't be moved out of its context without destroying it. Things like earthwork mounds, stairs where posts were, and building foundations are all features. Artifacts and features together show that an area represents an archaeological site. If these can be identified by doing surface survey only and answer a research question, digging at the site may not be necessary. What if something on the ground surface is covered by trees and vegetation and is hard or impossible to see? In the 21st century, historical archaeologists now use LIDAR, a word which is short for light detection and ranging. LIDAR works by using a laser flying overhead to strike the Earth's surface and reflect upwards to a receiver. As the LIDAR works, it creates a map of the Earth's surface that strips away the vegetation cover and makes features visible. Sometimes entire sites can be found by using LIDAR alone. At a historical archaeological site, one tool that can be very helpful is the use of metal detectors. If a building was made of wood, even if it rotted away or burned down, the nails and metal that helped hold it together are left in the ground. Using a metal detector, archaeologists can find the locations of metal hits and plot them out on a site map, which can help find the locations of building features. Finally, another way to check below the ground surface without digging is through the use of ground penetrating radar, or GPR for short. With GPR, a radar beam is sent into the ground and reflected off of anomalies, places below the ground where the soil has been disturbed or dug or hardened through human activity. These GPR images can give a historical archaeologist an idea about what kinds of things may be below the surface at a site. Altogether, these types of non-invasive technologies and techniques may be able to answer a number of research questions about the site a historical archaeologist is studying. If they can, then the best choice is not to dig the site. But if they can't, then the next stage at a site is the first one to go below the ground.